Hi everyone, I'm Anna Pilkington, Assistant Head and Lead of Early Years and Key Stage 1 at Bisley CFE Primary School. So here we are at the start of yet another lockdown, and I just wanted to come on to offer a bit of reassurance and share a bit with you really about the absolutely monumental task you are being asked to do as home schoolers for your children. Home learning is really hard. I've done a quick straw poll of all the teachers who had to homeschool their own children sometime throughout the last lockdown, and every single one without fail says it is significantly harder to homeschool your own child, even compared to having a class of 30, or even, I would say, an assembly of 400 children. Children don't particularly want you to be their teacher. They often want to be at school, they want to be with their friends. And the task we're being given to switch between the role of a parent and a teacher is not one that will come naturally to everybody, and is not one that all children will respond well to. Some children will respond to it really well, and you'll have a model student, lapping up everything that's sent, and that's absolutely great. Other children will really not like it. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you a little montage of some videos of my experiences of homeschooling, and you can see that one of my children really did not like it. But even as a teacher with 15 years experience, I can genuinely, hand on heart, say homeschooling was the hardest thing I did. I didn't succeed at it by any means every day, but I think that's the message I want to get across to you. There is no such thing really as succeeding in this, because it is pretty much an impossible task we have been given. There's a reason that you're either a full-time working parent, a stay-at-home parent, or a part-time working parent. You can't do all those jobs at once. So what's being asked of us and expected of us is pretty unrealistic. So yes, I think what we need to do often is, just as obviously has been said a lot on social media, but I think even when you read it a lot, it's really hard to take it kind of to heart and really embrace the idea of actually just really be kind to yourself and give yourself a break. So if you're having a day where your child is just not up for it, they do not want to get on board with it, don't push it. It's fine. You do your best. You try, and if they can't complete all the work, that is absolutely fine. I think also be kind to yourself in terms of thinking about all the learning that you're probably providing them without even realising. So things like, actually the most important thing probably is just having a proper conversation with them, and having conversations with them about what's going on, about the current climate, but also other conversations about how they're feeling about things, their friends, all those sorts of things are so important. And having that time to connect with your children is just as valuable as any educational experience you can offer them. So if you are really struggling to get them to engage, just draw a line under it. It is not worth it. Move on and have a lovely conversation, or just a snuggle on the sofa, and nobody here is going to judge you on that. There's all sorts of other things that you probably do with your children every day that are fabulous learning experiences. Playing any kind of board game, top trumps, cards, anything like that. They're full of maths without us even realising, full of, social education, learning to take turns, learning not to always be the winner, those kind of things. Things like helping with all the chores around the house, which, not gonna lie, I struggle to get my children to be enthusiastic about, but I know my 4-year-old does like cleaning windows, so that's good. But anything like, laying the table, helping to cook, washing up, all of those sorts of things are just as valuable as the education experiences that we are being told to offer. Going for a walk, watching a TV programme about something that they're interested in. There's nothing wrong with learning from television. I'll let you into a secret. Teachers do use screens too. They're not as evil as everyone says. Now, obviously, you don't want your child to be a zombie in front of a screen all day, but there is a place for them, and there's some great stuff for children to watch and to learn all about things that they would never normally be exposed to. Dancing, singing, putting on shows, all of those kind of things. If you've had a day where your child's been doing that and you're feeling guilty and thinking, oh gosh, they've not learned anything today, they have. So be kind to yourself. The last thing I just want to say before I go, because I've been rambling on now, is that also be realistic about your expectations of how much work your child will do in a day. So I know they're at school for about 6 hours a day, but if you think about it, they are in a social group for that 6 hours, and they are having, yes, normally about 5 hours of learning, which is what we've been asked to, 3 to 5 hours is what we've been asked to aim to provide at home. But those 3 to 5 hours would not be intense one-on-one lecturing or tuition with one adult. They would be at a ratio of 1 to 30, or possibly a smaller group if they were doing something different. And that's a lot less intense, and it's a lot more engaging and sociable in a way. So if you think about it, you just giving your child an intense 10 or 15 minutes of kind of, you know, full on attention, just one-to-one with them, is probably more than enough to cover their needs in a particular area. You don't need to have worked on a lesson for an hour to achieve what that lesson needs to achieve. So be realistic about how different the dynamics at home are to school. At school, they've got children to talk to discuss their ideas with, to collaborate, to go off and try things, be active. And you can't necessarily recreate all that at home. So the time frames are going to shift accordingly. So they're my kind of messages. Just please don't worry about home learning. It's there to give you all the options that you might need, but we do not expect people to be putting their mental health at risk, to be, you know, losing sleep, to be worrying, to be, you know, unable to complete their own work for, you know, for their jobs, because, you know, your child won't complete today's English tasks. Reading is just the best thing you can do. You know, even if you've done nothing else that day, just read with your child. You know, even if it means whatever year group they're in, read a book with them. It's lovely and it's relaxing, and it gives them a bit of an escape at the moment, because to be honest, I think we all need that. So I will leave you with a little montage of my children's best bits from lockdown learning, and I hope it makes you realise that it's so difficult, and however wrong it goes, don't worry, you've always got tomorrow to try again. Bye now, everyone stay safe, take care. Okay, but we need to learn a little bit about fossils, and then it'll all be done. What do you think of homeschooling, Daisy?